Hello again, LC people. I've had the exhaust off the bike and it was moving in the clamp inside there. It was tightened all the way up, and a quick simple fix. I'd had it before. Some of these have got wires in the back of them, so it goes between the clamp and the underside of the flange. Basically what that means is then there'll be sufficient to actually clamp up the gasket so it does its work. I've had some high temperature silicone sealant on it as well. That was the first job. So I'll have a look at his oil pump. It's a common mistake. There's a tag in there where the spring locates in, and that actually keeps the wire in. Of course, this one was on the top, weren't it? So just prise the spring out a tiny bit, cable fits in. I've got to readjust that. But before we get to that, because that was moving and I could hear the slides were coming in later, so it weren't all in sync anyway. So I, of course, pulled this carburetor off, took all that stuff out, and then we came to the first thing I looked at was this needle. It's not going to focus very well, so I'm going to tell you what the number is. It's not a 5k one, that's for sure. It says 4H16. It's a Mikuni jet, but what it's out of, I haven't got a clue. Now, I've been into the shed and looked through my box of stuff. I'd only got one 5k1 needles, but I have these Keister ones. They are exactly the same. People will say different, but trust me, they are. I know they are. Look at the difference in length. And then put that clip on that smaller needle that come out of it onto the second from the top. I suppose to try and reduce the amount of fuel it were taking. But I think even on the top clip, you can see what I'm saying. The mixtures are in anyhow. So that needle's scrap. So it's going to have them in it. The next thing I noticed about it was, right, I've not gone through the air correct side of it. So the bits are right, it's the correct bowl, it's the correct slider. You're not going to pick it up, but it's actually got a 220 in it. Now for these very early ones, you've got to remember this is a 7980. It's one of the first ones. It's really low on the numbers, this is. But it's a 4L000 carb, so it's an early one. It should have 160s in it. So combined with a massively overjetting 220 jet on the later models and a very short needle, I can understand now why this bike was a pile of crap. It was never going to be right, was it? I've not looked at the pilot jet yet, but that's where Dave's at with it. They didn't have a ball in these early ones, so that's going to be interesting to see what goes on there. I'll take the emulsion tube out of it and I'll make sure that's got the right tube in it. But yeah, I'm not sure what the guy was thinking when he built them. Maybe he just shoved together what he had, but the guy that owned it and bought it, obviously they've gone through bits and pieces themselves, but it's not right, so it's come to me. But that's what we've got. Carburetor issues. I think it'll be sort of sorted out in the next hour. There's not much left really that I'm going to have to do on it. That's all it's come for. The wobbly exhaust pissing gases out and spewing two-stroke out, and the fact that it was boggy as bloody hell. I don't even think I'm going to bother pulling the plugs out. There's not much point. They'll be wet, they'll be horrible, and that's it. I'll keep you posted in a bit when it's running. Alright folks, thanks for watching Dilly Dilly.